Silawrap, the system which gives every grassland farmer the opportunity of producing top quality silage without the expense of building a clamp. It was Northumbrian farmer Lloyd Forster who first came up with the idea of big bale silage, having been frequently hampered by poor weather during haytime. Lloyd then went on to develop the Silawrap system, which is now so popular that it's become an integral part of forage production on thousands of dairy, beef and sheep farms all over the world. Whether farming in intensive lowland areas or on the side of a mountain, baling and wrapping all or just a proportion of your grass will bring you many benefits. For a start, big bale is a much cheaper method of producing silage than clamp. The introduction of stringent pollution regulations has meant that most farmers are now faced with the substantial costs of either renovating or building a new clamp. A recent report from the Scottish Agricultural Colleges has shown that the cost of building a 1,000-ton clamp, including the necessary effluent disposal facilities, can be as much as £50,000. With increasingly tighter margins on all dairy, beef and sheep enterprises, many farmers can't afford this huge investment, especially those on tenanted farms. Increasingly, they're looking to big bales as the only cost-effective alternative method of storage. Under the new regulations, it's not necessary to store big bales on a specially constructed base, as there's a reduced risk of pollution from higher dry matter silage. However, bales must be stored at least 10 metres from any watercourse or drain into which effluent could enter. Care should be taken when stacking bales directly onto the ground and also when opening at feeding time to avoid any leaks. Where Volak's recommendations are followed, substantial savings can be made in the cost of making silage. Total costs of production can be up to £5 per tonne less than clamp, equivalent to a saving of £5,000 per year on an average-sized farm. Besides costing less, big bale silage has many other benefits. It can be conveniently stored close to the place of feeding, provide an ideal buffer feed during the summer and autumn months, and is the ideal method of storage for silage surplus to clamp capacity. Being generally less acidic than clamp, stock, fine big bale silage tastes much better. This results in higher feed intakes, improved performance and lower feed bills. Wastage is also less with big bale silage. As much as a quarter of the grass cut for clamp can be wasted. In silo losses of up to 25% far outweigh any field losses with big bale silage. All the goodness wrapped up initially is stored within to add value at feeding time. It's hardly surprising, therefore, that with all these benefits, the Silawrap system has rapidly grown in popularity. Today, more than 70% of all livestock farmers make a proportion of their silage as big bale, with an increasing number relying totally on this method of silage production. Silawrap's success is due to a combination of both good quality stretched film and soundly engineered bale wrappers, based on Volak's practical knowledge and experience of big bale silage. Volak has monitored stretch film on thousands of bales since introducing the Silawrap system in 1986. Test wrapping has taken place in hot, bright sunlight and cold, dull days. The wrapped bales have been deliberately stored in exposed positions for prolonged periods. Volak's conclusion, following this extensive trial work, is that multi-layer, co-extruded blown stretch film gives by far the best protection. Bonner Polythene Films of Leicester has developed a unique process of co-extruding multi-layer blown film. And in the late autumn of 1989, Volak and Bonner created Volak Silotite stretch film. This distinctive glossy black film is your proof of quality. Beware of cheap, unproven films, which save only a few pence per bale, but may cost you dearly through lack of protection. To meet the ever-increasing needs of both farmers and contractors for bale wrapping, handling and feeding equipment, Volak, in conjunction with Kavernland Underhag, have developed an extensive range of forage machinery. The Silawrap 7556 is the ideal wrapper for the farmer wanting a simple, low-cost, efficient machine to wrap at the stack. Bales from 4 foot to 6 foot in diameter can easily be wrapped on the large turntable. The 3 wide belts ensuring even rotation of the bale and therefore accurate wrapping. Film is controlled stretched by 70% as it passes through the unique 500mm pre-stretch unit before wrapping tightly round the bale. Adjustable for height, this proven pre-stretch unit accurately applies film to every bale, guaranteeing good coverage and economic use of film. Easily adjustable bale support rollers cater for different sized bales and even keep misshapen bales firmly in place, thereby speeding up the wrapping operation. After wrapping, bales are tipped gently onto the ground. The 7556 can either be mounted on the tractor's 3-point linkage or powered by an independent power pack. Amongst the optional extras available with this model are a bale and wrap counter, which monitors the number of turntable revolutions and records the total number of bales wrapped. A 750mm pre-stretch unit, which cuts wrapping time by approximately half, and a film applicator, which automatically applies film to the bale and cuts it off after wrapping is completed. For the farmer or contractor wanting to save valuable labour and increase productivity, the Silawrap 7558 is the model to choose. Using the infrared remote control, the fully automated 7558 allows just one man to complete all the wrapping and stacking operations from the cab of the loader tractor. This revolutionary machine includes the cleverly designed turntable, bale support rollers and pre-stretch unit of the 7556 model, together with a unique infrared remote-controlled wrapping sequence which operates as follows. Program the wrapper for the number of revolutions required. This is normally 22 to 24 revolutions for a standard 4-foot silage bale. Load the bale onto the wrapper, and as you reverse out, activate the wrapping cycle using the infrared remote controller. Whilst the first bale is being wrapped, gather another bale and approach the wrapper. When the wrapping cycle is completed, the turntable will stop automatically in the tip position. Using the remote controller, tip off the wrapped bale. The film is automatically cut by the applicator and the table returned to the load position. Load the next bale and activate the wrapping cycle again. Whilst this bale is being wrapped, stack the newly wrapped bale. This procedure is repeated until all the bales are wrapped and stacked, the operator being in complete control at all times. In an emergency situation, the wrapper can be simply stopped by touching any of the buttons on the remote controller or keypad. The wrapping cycle can also be interrupted, for example, to rotate the turntable at low speed or to add an extra revolution to a misshapen bale, the cycle being completed using the manual buttons on the controller. The total number of bales wrapped is recorded, and this is displayed each time a bale is tipped off or by simply pressing the appropriate button on the keypad. The working area around the 7558 is protected by a safety chain. In addition, a flashing beacon is activated approximately 2 seconds before the wrapping cycle begins to warn any bystanders. As well as a conventional tractor operation, the 7558 can be driven by an independent hydraulic power pack, thus releasing a tractor for other uses at a busy time of year. A 750mm pre-stretch unit with film collector is available as an optional extra for those contractors who need to wrap bales more quickly when stacking with two loader tractors. The 7558 is at its best when used in conjunction with a specialist bale transporter, such as the Volak bale shifter. This allows just two men to do the whole carting, wrapping and stacking operation, a job which normally involves a minimum of 4 people. For those farmers looking for a wrapper which is able to wrap in the field or at the stack, Volak has recently introduced the Silawrap 7581 tractor-mounted model with lift arm. This wrapper fits between the tractor-mounted and trailed machines and offers the advantages of both models. Bales can be wrapped in a line and then stacked in a single layer along the hedgeback, or wrapped as normal in the field or at the stack. This model is ideal for the farmer who wants to wrap bales at several different locations, but can't justify the extra cost of a trailed machine. The 7581 comes complete with a 500mm pre-stretch unit and bale support rollers, together with a film applicator which automatically applies film to the bale and cuts it off after wrapping is completed. The lift arm and turntable are operated using cable controls mounted in the cab. A set of support wheels and weight transfer kit are also available as an optional extra. These make it easier to move from bale to bale without lifting and then lowering the wrapper. Undoubtedly, the star performer in the highly talented Silawrap lineup is the 7515 fully automated trailed model. This state-of-the-art machine includes a host of features which provides ample justification for its claim to represent the ultimate in bale wrappers. The sturdy lift arm effortlessly picks up bales on the move. The bale sits firmly on the 3 wide belts, and the rollers beneath rotate the bale evenly through 2 axes to ensure accurate wrapping. The open design of the turntable prevents a build-up of grass underneath the rollers, which contributes to trouble-free operation. The bale support rollers are easily adjusted to cater for different sized bales and even keep misshapen bales firmly in place. The sturdy metal holders at the front of the machine have a capacity for 4 rolls of film. This means the busy operator can now carry enough film to wrap up to 200 bales. A key reason for the exceptional work rate of the 7515 is its 750mm pre-stretcher. This extra wide unit applies 50% more film with each revolution and therefore cuts wrapping time by up to a half. Film is automatically applied to the bale by the well-proven film applicator. Once a new roll has been attached, the applicator will cut the film when wrapping is complete and then presents the film ready to apply to the next bale. Indeed, the 7515 has been totally designed with operator efficiency and comfort in mind. The whole wrapping operation can now be controlled entirely from the tractor seat via a cab-mounted console. The wrapping sequence operates as follows. Using the joystick on the console, lift the bale onto the turntable, and then return the lift arm to the horizontal position. Program the wrapper for the number of revolutions required. This will depend on the size of the bale, but will normally be between 14 and 16 for a standard 4-foot silage bale using 750mm wide film. Press the auto button and the wrapper will start the automatic wrap cycle. On the final revolution, the turntable will slow down and then stop in the tip position, in line with the applicator. Using the joystick, tip off the bale onto the fall damper. The wrapped bale is then gently lowered to the ground, which minimises the risk of puncture damage. Lower the turntable to the wrapping position, and then using the joystick, rotate the turntable a quarter of a turn to the correct loading position for the next bale. The operator has at all times complete control of the wrapping cycle using the manual override facility. Moving the joystick to the fast or slow mode allows the operator to efficiently wrap misshapen or substantially different sized bales. If an emergency situation arises, the turntable can be stopped instantly using the red stop button. The 7515 control unit also records the total number of bales wrapped, and together with a resettable batch counter, allows the operator to record the number of bales wrapped by the hour, day, field or farm. With its exceptional work rate and built-in reliability, the 7515 is the ideal wrapper for the busy contractor faced with a heavy workload. The Silawrap 7512 High Speed has been specially designed for the contractor or farmer wanting a manually controlled bale wrapper which is easy to operate and service. This trailed machine, similar in design to the 7515, comes complete with an extensive range of features as standard. These include a 750mm pre-stretch unit, film applicator, hydraulic fall damper and additional film roll holder. Wrapper controls are mounted in the cab for ease of use and reduced operator fatigue. A bale and wrap counter is also supplied as standard, complete with audible alarm. The Silawrap 7705 round bale handler is specifically designed for the gentle but firm handling of wrapped round silage bales. Complete with adjustable top arm and hydraulically operated side arms, the Silawrap easily handles silage, straw or hay bales. Replacing the cradle arms with the two spikes allows this versatile machine to transport up to 2 straw bales at a time. Volak strongly recommends the use of a Silawrap when handling silage bales before and after wrapping. Moving bales with a conventional spike allows air to enter, and this may lead to a reduction in silage quality. Using the Silawrap, however, avoids the need to puncture the bale, keeps an airtight seal and maintains silage quality. Where the spiking of wrapped bales cannot be avoided or damage occurs following wrapping, Volak recommends the use of a Silawrap patch, which should be applied as follows. Pull back the outer 2 layers of film covering the bale. Then clean the area around the hole and, ensuring it's dry, apply the patch. If you're faced with the problem of how to easily move bales from the field to the stack, the Volak bale shifter round bale transporter could be the answer. As a one-man operation to load and cart, the bale shifter saves a man, a tractor, a trailer and a loader. Its unique pickup and carrying system avoids the use of spikes, resulting in better quality silage. Up to 6 bales can be easily picked up in a matter of minutes. And as well as heavy silage bales, the shifter will also move straw bales up to 4'6" in diameter. Used in conjunction with the automated 7558 wrapper, the shifter allows just 2 men to do the whole carting, wrapping and stacking operation, a job which normally takes a minimum of 4 people. With a transport width of only 2.5 metres, the shifter can be legally operated on the highway. On arrival at the stack, the cradle arms are lowered to the ground, leaving 2 rows of bales conveniently spaced for the loader tractor. The bale shifter allows the contractor to offer the complete service to his customer of baling, carting, wrapping and stacking. At last, here is a machine that can easily deliver the benefits of big bale silage to all those dairy and beef farmers who prefer to feed their silage down a feed barrier. The Silachop 7860 combines Volak's extensive knowledge and experience of big bale silage with the proven engineering expertise of Cavernaland and results in a machine full of features designed to improve the feeding of big bale silage. First and foremost, the Silachop has been specifically designed and built to withstand the rigours of chopping heavy silage bales. From top to bottom, it's built to last and can even cope with stones and other foreign objects which sometimes find their way into big silage bales. The knives are reversible and are easily accessible for maintenance. The Silachop is speedily fitted on the 3-point linkage using a quick hitch A-frame and a hydraulic top link. It connects to the tractor via 2 double-acting valves and operates at a recommended PTO speed of 540 RPM. Drum speed is controlled by 2 hydraulic motors. The Silachop comfortably handles standard 4-foot silage bales and is easily loaded using the Silachop bale stand. Alternatively, once the wrap and twine have been peeled back, the bale can be loaded directly into the Silachop using the Silagrip. Once loaded, the Silachop is returned to its correct operating position, which is at a 20-degree angle to the horizontal. This is achieved when the A-frame is vertical. The Silachop is now ready for action. The simple manual adjustment allows the operator to set the angle of discharge to suit the job in hand, usually lower for silage and higher for blowing straw into cubicles or bedding stockyards. With a total working width of only 2.25 metres, the Silachop is easily manoeuvrable, even down narrow feed passages. To cope with all feeding conditions, the rate of discharge can be controlled by a combination of the forward and drum speeds, and the driver can keep an eye on proceedings through the grill at the front of the machine. Chop lengths of between 2 inches and 6 inches can be achieved, and a constant steady output of chop silage is maintained. The Silachop greatly speeds up the daily feeding routine by effortlessly chopping and dispensing a standard 4-foot silage bale in less than 4 minutes. With labour at a premium on every livestock farm during the busy winter months, that sort of time saving represents a real benefit. And what's more, there's no more back-breaking fork work down the barrier. However, we do recommend that only sufficient silage for 1 day's feed is chopped at a time. Not only does the Silachop save time and energy, but it's also a very versatile multi-use machine. The Silachop is equally at home chopping and dispensing root crops, hay or straw. For example, it really does make bedding cubicles a piece of cake. Straw can be chopped and dispensed up to a distance of 30 feet, ideal for bedding down yarded cattle. Root crops can also be chopped and fed out with the help of a retaining net placed over the end of the drum. A set of support wheels are available as an optional extra for those farmers wishing to use the Silachop on smaller tractors. The Silachop's greatest asset, though, is the total flexibility that it offers those dairy and beef farmers who want to feed big bale silage quickly and efficiently down the feed barrier.